Have you ever felt like decorating a tiered tray? It seems like a science. It seems like it's really difficult, I don't know why. It's just sometimes complicated when you first start decorating one. I'm gonna teach you a lot of tips and tricks on how to decorate a tiered tray, make it look fabulous every time with basic principles that will work for any theme you decide to go in. So let's get into it. Okay, so if you've ever watched a Martha Stewart video or just a video that's been around a long time on how to decorate a filled pot, like the pot that goes by your front door that has all these things going on, they talk about 3 principles: thriller, filler, and spiller. So you're gonna use the same 3 principles to decorate your tiered tray. It's kind of the same thing. So you want to make sure you have your filler, so your basic, whatever main color you're going with, usually mugs, canisters. I've got this little cauldron since it's Halloween, and a couple pumpkins, and then the thriller is my 3 witches here, something that really pulls in the theme. It could be like little cricket signs that you've got, and then the spiller for here is this garland that I have. It's from Joann's and it's just got little pumpkins attached, but it's a wood bead garland. You do not, this is one of your first rules, do not need to stick to just these trays when you're decorating a tiered tray. You can make it fall over the edges, you can have things set next to them. I have these little bottles here that kind of pull in some of the colors, the purples up here. The second rule that I'm going to tell you is to not have just flat surfaces. So when you're putting the mugs on and the canisters, if you just leave mugs and canisters, you're going to get a whole lot of flat lines and it's going to look weird and clunky, which I did the first few times. I was like, why does this look so weird? So if you buy things like paper straws, or if you get some picks from Joann's or Michael's, they have some really fun picks that have little, like for Halloween, they have candy corn sticking off, or they might have peppermints sticking off for Christmas. There's all kinds of fun decorations, little picks that you can buy and stick in there. Those are what you want for your height. You're gonna get different height variations. You don't want flat lines all the way across. And then that's your third rule, height. Play around with height. You want different heights on your tiered tray. Don't make it, I mean, you can do whatever you want and maybe it'll look good. But I think as a general rule, you don't want it to be touching the top. You'd like a little bit of space between here and there. And then on this, I like the front things to be shorter and then the back things to be higher. But for some reason, the bottom I don't feel like is the same rules, but just for the top, because that's like the overall shape that you're gonna get of your tiered tray, it looks nice to have it kind of go like this, so your eye has somewhere to go, somewhere to travel. If you've ever taken an art class, they teach you that when you're constructing your painting, you want the subject matter to make your eye follow it through the painting. You kind of want to do the same thing with the tiered tray. And then the last thing I'm going to say that really, really helps are the details. So I just used my Cricut and cut out a bunch of little bats. I bought some spiders from Joann's. I just used that blue tacky stuff that you can get from Joann's to stick things. Like this is to stick on with blue tacky stuff. A little bat here, some spiders attached to canisters to help break up their shape a little bit. I did stack some pumpkins in here to kind of fill in without being too busy. Another rule, I would say, another principle to follow is if you are doing things with a lot of color, try to also have a lot of basics, like things that are pretty neutral or that are just taking one of the main colors but doing it repeated a lot of times. If you have every single thing on here having a lot of color on it, it's going to be really busy. Unless you're going for a rainbow theme, that could be really cute. But I do feel like it helps to break it up and make it look a little better. Also, play around with different textures. I like all the ceramic things, but the paper straws give it a different texture. The wood gives it a different texture. These little felt pumpkins, another fun texture. This pumpkin over here has some little paint speckles, which is fun. I like that there's wood on this. Another fun thing I did, if you have little signs like these, I just made a little insert for it with my Cricut. So this is not even attached. Hold on, I'll show you. So it just pulls out like this. This says, I love you more than pumpkin anything, which is cute, but it didn't fit the color scheme I was going for, and I just felt like it needed some more black. So I took a piece of cardstock and I used my Cricut to cut it to the exact size of the square that I was gonna do the exact size of the inside of this. And then using that same square, I duplicated it and I found a design on Etsy. This is the Sanderson Sisters Brewing Co. And I cut this out in vinyl and then I just put the vinyl over the top of the cardstock and then I can just kind of shove it in there. And there you go. It's like you have a whole new sign, but I can change it for any season. So I could put a Christmas one or whatever I want. And I like that the wood frame gives it another fun texture in there. And of course, glitter. I really love glitter. If you don't like glitter, fine. But I think it's so fun to have some glitter here. The little pumpkins have glitter. There's some pumpkins and a spider in the back that's a little bigger that have glitter. And I think more is more. With the tier tray, I think you can easily underfill it and then it looks kind of sparse and strange. I think you obviously don't want it to just look like a cluttered mess, but I think if you follow these principles and leave a little room, you know, in the center, kind of go in a circular pattern around it, that you will be better off with more things because then it just looks, it's just more fun. It's more for the eye to see and it pulls it all together a little better. All right, so we're gonna do some close-ups of this, but also I thought it would be fun to show you these principles in action. I'm gonna take it all apart so you can see all of the pieces of it and we'll put it back together. Let's do it. All right, here are all of my pieces. So I've got my little pumpkins. These are my details right here. These are my fillers. This is, I guess, the thriller. These are for height variation here. And then more filler. And then this is the spiller. A little wood garland. This is from Michael's. This is from Michael's. These are from, I got them Target online, but I think they're sold by a third party. This was from a yard sale. This I made with my Cricut. I'll link the Etsy shop that has this SVG file. These were from the Disney store, and I'm sure you can get them from Funko Pop themselves. And these are from the Dollar Tree. Michael's. Michael's. My Cricut, so I just cut those out myself. Target and Walmart. This was from TJ Maxx. Michael's, these were pretty cheap too. They were 40% off this year. And then TJ Maxx. One tip I will tell you is these do not have to be Halloween themed. You can turn them around. They also sell SVG files for Ray Dunn fonts and you can just cut out some vinyl yourself and then put it on there. So let's start with our fillers, put those in, kind of see where they look good. Okay, so we got our cauldron. I'm gonna put this guy back here. I want to see the little handle. I feel like that breaks up the shape of it and it just shows off that it's a cauldron. These guys I'm just putting in the back to fill in space and take that black color around. And then we're gonna do candy corn. I want that to be seen, so I'm putting it right here near the edge. And then I'd like my little pumpkin to also be seen. And then we'll go in with this fun sign. Okay, now let's put in these are also gonna be details, but I'm putting them in first because they're hard to get in behind the witches. So we'll put them right here. And this, I can turn this around if I want it to be a little more plain. It's nice to have some plain pieces. It helps break it up. I don't want to be too patterned. There we go. And then we'll put in our Winifred. Have you guys seen Hocus Pocus 2 yet? I have not seen it yet. I watched just the beginning of it and I thought those little girls did a magnificent job. They were so cute. They acted just like the original characters. They were perfect. Okay, here we go. And then we want to leave a little bit of room in front of them for our wood garland. Okay, so we're gonna put in some height. So these paper straws. Now I felt like even with these, my last one. Hold on, let me grab it. I felt like even with these, it still needed even more change in the shape of it. So I did add a little bat to those. We'll get to that. Some more. So you want them coming out of multiple sides so that it really does break up your shape. So we'll put some in our cauldron here. I think a pick, like a candy corn pick from Michael's would actually look better right there, but this is what I have, so that's what we're going with. And let's do a little more filler. Add these little guys right here. I do also think this would have looked better if these were both orange or something, but again, we're going with what we have. That is something you can do. A lot of this is stuff I already had, so, you know, shop your own decor bins, I guess. Okay, so we're gonna do this next because this needs all of these pieces to hold it in place, but also I don't want to start sticking on the little extra details till this is already in place so that I don't bump them off. So let's figure out how this is gonna go on here. So you can just start tucking it around things. Tuck under this little edge of it, tucked underneath this to hold it up there. And I kind of stayed up here for the first layer because it didn't want to. I tried using the blue tacky stuff and it didn't work great. Okay, and then we'll let this little guy hang right there, and then these straws will hold it down to the next layer. And then this layer, I didn't really mind it just kind of running along the bottom like this. I didn't feel like it needed to be up there. And then tuck this back up just to help. Oh, if he doesn't want to go, then whatever. Let him do whatever he's gonna do. Okay, here we go. Look a little haphazard, but so kind of intentional. Okay, now we're gonna add in our little details. These are the little cricket cutout bats. If you have a cricket, that's like your best friend for a tier tray. I've seen so many people put like little, even just cardstock signs attached to here or somewhere in here. Little detail like these bats are so fun. So stuff like that. We're gonna start adding in these little pieces. I'm gonna bring you in closer so you can see those. What are you working on, Lucy? Lucy's just practicing her walking. Good job. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, so I have blue tacky stuff attached to the back. With this stuff, make sure that you warm it up. So if you're decorating, keep it in the palm of your hand so it can stay warm, and then kind of mold it around between your fingers to get it nice and warm. So we're gonna add one of these to here. Trying to break up any hard lines and then fill in any spaces that seem a little sparse. Hopefully this song is not copyrighted. this toy. And we'll add something on this little guy here. Add some sticking out spots. Sticking out spots are nice. This little guy I'm gonna put in the back. When you walk around behind this counter, it's kind of fun to have a little detail. Oh, I love your sweater, Lucy. Very cute. She's pulling off my dish towel and using it as a shawl. Do another one. Another spider. We'll stick a spider on this, and then we'll bat canister. I think they're kind of fun. I love spiders and bats. They're so cute and fun. I kind of want your sticky stuff to not show if you can help it. It's not the end of the world. Plus, who's gonna see this? I mean, friends and family, but mostly my kids, and they don't care. So I'm sure it's fine. And he can even hold this little wood garland in place. So this might bother you. If it bothers you that this isn't centered, you know, do whatever with your own, just for fun. And then another one on this, one of the straws, like a straw topper. Have you guys seen those mug toppers? You can make them yourself with like caulk that you would buy at a Home Depot store or something, but they just look like a little whipped topper. You can buy them on Etsy. They're so cute. They have fake sprinkles. They just look like all whipped, like foamy little hot chocolate or something. So cute. I love them. I do want to do some of those for Christmas, so maybe I'll try to make some. If I do, I'll try to make a DIY video of it for you, and then you'll know how to make them too. And one right here. Oh, you know what? We need one on our cauldron. And there we have it. That is the final product. I hope this is helpful for you. If it is, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. And then I will be having more fall videos, more holiday decor videos. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for being here. Bye.
Yeah.